Chief ministers and governors are appointed for the free and fair functioning of a state. But what happens when any of these authorities are indulged into any scam? Hello and welcome to the in news series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about Muda scam, and what is this scam we are going to discuss in this session. So moving towards the points of discussion. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we'll have a discussion on what is Muda scheme, then what is Muda scam. After that, on what grounds Siddaramaiah, who is the Chief Minister of Karnataka, challenges that this scam is not true and the investigation is not true, and then what did the court decide. After that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to this TIS channel. Moving towards the news part. So recently before moving to any discussion, I want to tell you that Drishti IAS has come up with a new announcement. As you already know that Drishti IAS has several branches and it has launched IAS-GS Foundation Prelims Plus Mains course offline in English medium, and we have branches in Indore which has already started from 24th September by 8 am. Prayagraj 3rd October 2024 11:30 am, Jaipur 7th October 2024 5:30 pm, Lucknow 16th October 2024 8 am, Karol Bagh 17th October 2024 8 am, and Karol Bagh is into the Delhi. If you want to know more about this offline batches and IAS-GS Foundation course, you can call on to the number 8010440440. I will repeat, 8010440440. So if you have another queries, you can visit the offline centers in which city and nearby your centers. So now we'll discuss the question and news that why Siddaramaiah has said that these allegations were not true and investigation which has been carried out against him is not constitutional in nature. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news that recently, Karnataka had witnessed a Muda scam in which there were allegations on the wife of Chief Minister that she has illegally acquired few lands. So this news we are going to cover up in today's session, and in response to that, the governor has initiated an inquiry on Chief Minister. So this has become a very controversial thing and asked the question regarding the sanctity on the post of Chief Minister and the role of governor in the state. So here we'll come to that what is Muda scheme. So Muda scheme involves its full form is Mysuru Urban Development Authority, and into this scheme what happened that less valuable land in a remote area swapped with the prime land. So this is basically the Muda scheme. Now we are going to discuss that what are the scams related to this scheme. So what had happened is that in July, three anti-corruption activists, TJ Abraham, Snehamayi Krishna and Pradeep Kumar approached the governor of the state to sanction to file complaints against Chief Minister, and they had made allegations that the wife of Chief Minister, whose name is Parvati, received 14 housing sites from Muda in exchange of 3.16 acre plot of land that Muda illegally acquired in 2021. And this has been done into the previous BJP-led government's tenure. And this has made what you can say a total damage of the state and burden of the state of 55.80 crore. So the state is in the loss because of this Muda scam, which has been carried out with the Parvati, who is a wife of Chief Minister. So this is the thing. Now we'll come to the governor's action. That what happened after this, what governor has taken an action. So governor is Thawar Chand Gehlot. So he issued a so-called notice on July 26 to Chief Minister. After that, this matter reached to the court and the court has given its opinion. So Karnataka Council of Minister passed a resolution. So after this matter reached to the court, so Karnataka Council of Minister passed a resolution that this investigation cannot be carried out. Still, governor has made this kind of sanctions on chief minister, and there was debate and controversy started. The Council of Ministers says that the governor should work with the aid and advice of the councils of ministers headed by chief minister. But the court has a different opinion into this matter, that why governor has not followed the aid and advice of the council of ministers. So here what are the challenges here we have to discuss, that on which ground this government has said that we are not carrying out any kind of investigation, and whatever the investigation has been carried out, this is illegal. So they said that governor of state is bound to the aid and advice of the councils of ministers. This is the first point. But without justifying this thing, they had made this kind of investigation. And the councils of ministers also said that in trial or in any investigation, the reasons has been not clearly mentioned and not justified. So in that ground, they cannot investigate. And the third is that if governor carries such kind of things without recommending and without advising the council of ministers, without taking advice from the council of ministers, it questions the sanctity of the council of ministers, and also that why these functionaries are not functioning in a proper manner. So on the basis of these ground, these council of ministers and Siddaramaiah government has challenged this thing, that whatever the investigation and trial had been carried out, this is illegal in nature and it has not followed the due procedure. So in this matter, what court has to say? So the court had decided that this is true, that Article 153 of the Indian Constitution, that there shall be the governor of the state and the governor will work with the aid and advice of the council of ministers. This is true. But this is also a case of important discussion and important decision. And court has said that this decision has been not taken in hot haste. It means that after having a proper inquiry and several allegations, the private citizens of this country had asked for the investigation. And there is also a question that the police has no authority to carry out any kind of investigation, and how the governor and court can decide that with the help of private citizens anyone can put trial on the chief minister. So in this case also the High Court has said that with the help of private citizen, if the private citizens have any confusion and problems with any kind of the scam or scheme, so the court and the governor has right to carry out any investigation, because this is a matter of corruption and it is related to the state's welfare, it is related to the people's money. So this is a very crucial thing to be carried out. So this decision has been taken by the High Court. So this is the thing, that PCA does not require only a police officer to seek approval to investigate a public official. In fact, it is the duty of a complainant to seek such approval even if they are private citizen. So this statement has been made by court, that even if a private citizen have any kind of allegation and problems with the official duty and official person, they can make an inquiry, and it's up to the governor that they can initiate inquiry or not. And if it's a matter of public importance, in such situation there can be investigation carried out against any public official. So this is the court decision. Now we'll come to the question round. So before question round, I want to discuss here that there is a confusion and controversy related to the power of chief minister and power of governor. Governor do have a discretionary power. So you have to think that all these decisions which has been made by the governor of Karnataka are come into the discretionary power or not, and then how the togetherness and coexistence of governor and chief minister can help a state to develop. So this you can also answer for the mains. Now we'll come to the prelims part. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding the powers of governor? The governor can reserve certain bills passed by the state legislature for the president's consideration. The governor acts as the chancellor of state universities in some state. The governor cannot summon the state legislature without the recommendation of the chief minister. The governor has the power to grant pardons, reprieves, commutations for offences under the state law. So you have to answer this into the comment section. That's it for today's session. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.